been working on this section here, this box section that goes behind the B post. We're looking at the right hand side here, and putting that water receptacle there in the middle is just bonkers, isn't it? So I've changed mine, and I've even put some fall on that and fall on these, so that if any water does get in there, it runs away from the bodywork. And the same with that one. And this is all made out of, this long box section is all one piece of metal folded round. And I shall seal all those joints with some seam sealer. I can paint it all up before I get it on. That should be pretty strong. This is my boot lock, trunk lock, and as you can see, it's been apart before. And there's on the left hand side there's a spacer washer, and the other side they've fitted it on the top. So those round pegs are at different heights, so it opens the latches at different times, possibly. Well, it would do, wouldn't it? So I could try and bend the right hand side upwards, or I could disassemble it and put the washer in the right place. They move equally freely, but there's not an awful lot of bend that would get in there, so I think I'll take it to bits. I've established my problem. So back of the plate, we've got small holes, the spacer washer, small hole, that's what was through it, just a standard pop rivet. But the hole in the lever is a big hole. So when that lever was being pushed, all it was doing was sliding it away from the pivot and not actually moving it. So I would have never solved that without taking it to bits. Let's see if that works. What a complicated little rivet. Of course you can't, well I can't on my lathe try it really. Rivet made. I have a Neil batt, and that fits pretty well. So put that back together. Make sure I don't forget to put the spring in. Sorted. You can actually put the spring in afterwards, which I discovered, which is quite handy. So let's see if I can adjust that now. Sorted. When I got this cable was broken right on that joint, so I had to weld that back together, which was a bit delicate, but that's okay. But the cable ended up a little bit long, so I put a zigzag affair in there to shorten it. That's okay, and when I press that, it moves those levers equally, and it all works. Okay, right hand side of the car, top of the B post where the little opening window goes. So the catch for the window goes in this cutout here. There's a couple of these rivets left in there. I've taken the lead out, melted that out with the spot rivet, that's the spot welds. So I'm just going to replace that there to there. So I've got something nice to screw the start of the window to. But I want to try and retain the position of these holes so that I can line everything up again when I come to put it back together. So I've marked these two holes here. These are where those bifurcated rivets go through there. So this is the section I'm going for to start with. I could try and drill out these spot welds, but I think that would just make a mess. So I'm going to put a little step in this, slide it under, and weld it along that edge. I've got a couple of I call them jodlers. This is one I've had for ages, and I think it's Danish, made in Denmark, which works all right. And I've just picked up this one recently, which is a German one, Worth. It's got quite a wide jaw, much wider than the other one. I haven't really tried this yet. Give it a whirl, see what it does. Seems to work quite nice. And hopefully this will put a little bit of stiffness in the panel as well. So I'll cut that out along that edge of this panel here, and slide it under and weld it in. Well, that's gone in quite nice. I'm just going to try lead load in this front area here because this is quite vulnerable. And I don't mind polyester filler, but just to give it an extra little bit of help along here. And I've been collecting these over the years, these lead bars, and I know you guys like names, Abby and these, and I've just got a kit which I've not used yet. I've got a paddle. What's this? Solder paste. A brush. A couple of bars. Coxite. Another brush. And some tallow and some instructions. Well, I've watched all the videos, so let's have a go. I've been over it again with the wire brush, sanded it, scrubbed it. I managed to transfer some of the holes off the old piece, and I put some paste on it. And some of the videos I've seen they use oxyacetylene, but in these instructions it says use propane and a soft cloth to wipe it. seems to have got coverage. Doesn't say anything about bicarbonate of soda, so I'll go and get some of that and do that. I don't know how much of this you're supposed to use, but I put maybe a teaspoon in a tablespoon of water. Oh, it's reacting. I'm getting a froth off that. So there's obviously a reaction there. Well, that didn't record, which is a pity. But it's sealed that joint. Mission accomplished. A little bit of filler to fill these spot welds in, and sorted. So I'm going to have a go at the door skin now. So I'll try and get some film of that. This is the right-hand door, which I put a partial skin on about a year ago. I never fully welded it up. It's got one or two issues. I've got a bit of a bulge there, and some oil canning going on sort of right in the centre. I'll sort that out. This edge here, it maybe runs out 0.5 millimetre on the new skin. I might be able to just pick up a little bit of weld on there just to blend that in. I'm missing the corner here, if you can see that. I've just run out of steel there, so I'll have to do some invention there. So I'm going to grind this off and finish welding that, and then see what happens to this bulge here, see if that gets worse or better, and then lead it. Could be a long video this, so you'll have to put it with the radio, I'm afraid. I've never recorded welding before, so let's see what it looks like. I'll put that copper bar behind there. There's a bit of a gap just here.
Presenting the Channel 5 show. It's called The First part is on tonight. How to sleep. There's Tim Smith, Bobby Pryor, Erica Fisher, Jojo Sark, and the non-stop oldies chosen by Louise Stewart from Royston in Hertfordshire.
try a bit of shrinking. I've still got this lump here, it hasn't really changed. Let's do a bit of lead loading. This is the paste. I've got this as clean as I can. There's a few little holes in there still from MIG welding. I think it's almost impossible to weld them up fully. And I've got it fairly flat now. So all I really want to do with this is seal that joint. And I've built up this edge. I think see that edge? Yeah, this edge here. Just put a little bit of weld down here just to blend that, taper that in there. You don't seem to need a lot of that. The door back on. Still needs a bit of filler on it, but quite pleased with that. That's gone alright. I wouldn't fancy doing it while it's on the car particularly. That might be a little bit more difficult.